Hello, everybody. I pray y'all are doing good. I wanted to get on and share with you all how I survived sleeping in my car. It was a very, very rough season of my life where I had to sleep in my car. It lasted for maybe about 6 months, give or take, where I was sleeping in my car. But even with all of that, God was my shelter. He never left my side. He was with me every step of the way. So I was never alone, even though physically it looked like I was alone in my car. So, number one, how did I stay clean, presentable, and professional? I would go to the library, give or take every morning. I just always went in there to brush my teeth, wash my face, and change my clothes. Um, I always made sure that it wasn't a lot of people in the bathroom because, again, they walk in, see you brushing your teeth, washing your face. It's going to raise some suspicions. Okay. So how would I keep my clothes clean? I went to Suds, Soaps and Suds. I had a laundry card, and so anybody that's ever been to Soaps and Suds, you know how easy it is to get in, get out, and be done washing your clothes in a little under an hour. So when it came time for me to go to interviews and different things of that nature, I would frequent my local thrift stores for those affordable clothes and shoes. They had a $1 section, and I definitely would sweep through and get everything that I could to remain professional and presentable during those interviews. So, another thing that was important for me is not to be so um, open about homelessness. I wanted to blend in. I didn't want to look any different than anybody else because many of us, we've seen homeless people on the streets. It's obvious that they're homeless. Their clothes are really holey. They have their hair all over their head. Some of them you can tell they have not shaved. Their shoes are all busted. I just wanted to make sure I still look presentable because I was homeless in that season, but I did not want to stay homeless. You see, number two, where would I sleep? So there were times I could afford a hotel room, especially when I did already have a job lined up. I had earned a couple of checks. I would get a hotel room here and there because it allowed me to get that full bath, brush my teeth, wash my face, wash my hair. So with a hotel room, I was going to be able to get that thorough cleansing, right? And not those bird baths. So how would I keep my car discreet when I did have to sleep outside in my car? Well, I parked at apartment complexes that I was able to easily blend in. So if it was already a full apartment complex and they had a couple of spots that were just open for anyone to park, that's where I would just kind of squeeze on in there and be discreet and make sure that I'm parking in a way where I'm angling my car where I couldn't be seen. And then of course, lean in your seat back to where nobody can see you. Okay. I also parked at busy hotels and motels that had less surveillance and fewer police patrols. There were some hotels I would go in thinking, okay, cool, let me just park here for the night. And then I would see police walking or patrolling or driving in their cars. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is heavy surveillance. They also had a lot of cameras everywhere. So you just have to be very, very careful. There are hotels and motels out there where it's not heavy surveillance. You just have to drive around, check out the locations, and see what works best for you. Okay. So again, when I could afford a hotel, I went to a hotel. When I couldn't afford a hotel, that's when I would sleep in my car, angle my car in a way that I could not be seen, and then we just go from there. Number three, how did I earn income? Well, if I wasn't working, then I created income any way I could. So I was very much into surveys at this time, back in 2017, 2018. I was very, very, very much a heavy survey taker. I was a part of MTurk, Pinecone, etc. You name the survey company, more than likely I was doing those surveys. I would also go to the library to apply for jobs. So if I didn't already have a job lined up, I'm actively in that library, searching Indeed.com. I'm on LinkedIn.com. Um, I'm updating my resume. I'm printing off documents that I may potentially need. So you can do all that at the library. It does cost probably like 10 to 15 cents to print off each page, but definitely utilize the library. Do what you have to do to get out of homelessness. Set that goal, write down what it is you need to get done, and then just get it done. So I always stay consistent, even when I was tired or overwhelmed. You're just going to have to. Um, Put your big girl panties on, right? And do what you have to do. You're homeless now, but you're not going to be homeless forever. And, start. going to God. And so that brings me to number 4. I stayed in prayer through every step. I prayed while I worked. I prayed while I searched for jobs. I prayed while sitting in my car at night. I was constantly in prayer. I wanted to keep God in the know every step of the way. I trusted God to be my shelter. I trusted God to provide and meet all of my needs. Okay. So even though I didn't have a physical home, God was my shelter. He protected me, He provided for me because during that whole season, I never had any instance where anyone robbed me, where I felt like my life was in danger. God took care of me every single step of the way. Okay. So if you're dealing with a season of homelessness, you know you're going to be homeless for 6 months, 1 year, definitely utilize what I'm sharing because it's only going to help you. And if you have any other tips, put them in the comment section. Don't be afraid to share any other tips, tools, and strategies to help the next person. And I also wanted to mention I would regularly go to Dollar Tree. That's where I would get food. So I forgot to mention food. I went to Dollar Tree. They had a lot of affordable snacks, drinks. Sometimes I would get candy. They had the little Vienna sausages, get you some saltine crackers, and that'll hold you over, okay? But I pray that this blesses who is meant to bless, reach who is meant to reach. Always continue to trust God and know that you're not just surviving, but trusting God through it all. And don't worry, He's going to get you out. So pray, plan, and don't quit. And I'll see you on the next video.